What's up, everybody? It's the Kpop Kimchi Podcast on the road. It's your boy JT, and I'm actually riding solo right now. I'm on my way back from Chicago, more specifically Rosemont, Illinois, because I just saw IVE on the IVE tour. It's 1:44 a.m., so I'm fresh out of the concert that got done like 4 hours ago, so I figured now is a perfect time to give my thoughts. I'm about a half hour from home. I had to break our nice and fast and drink a Celsius to give me a little bit of energy, and it's definitely doing its job, so I'm feeling good. I'm almost home. It's late, or I guess early in the morning, but I figured I'd share some of what I thought, because that's usually what we do after concerts. So, I took a half day today, or yesterday, and I drove up to meet Josh, aka Josh, who we've spoken about and has been on videos of the podcast. If you know the podcast, you probably heard the name Josh, and he's a Discord friend who we've known for a while, and that's actually who got the tickets for himself and me, and that's who I was meeting there. We actually had a few other Discord friends going too, but as far as like seating arrangements, it was Josh and I, because he had the tickets. So I took a half day, got in my car, drove up to Chicago. It was kind of cloudy today, a little rainy, but not bad. But it was just windy and kind of cold. And I got there, and I've never gone to a show in Allstate Arena. I've seen it, and I've actually been in the parking lot for a flea market one time with Vogue years ago. We went to, and it was like a giant flea market in the parking lot. That's the closest I ever got. But this time I actually got to go inside. So, I got up there. I got there a little before Josh, so I waited about 20 minutes or so. He got there. There really wasn't that many people there, except some people starting to, like, VIP check-in. And they had, like, some merch available, so people were kind of there for that. But it was pretty dead as far as, like, cars in the parking lot. So we went in. He showed the tickets. We got our VIP lanyards and all the wristbands and whatnot we needed, because we actually had the sound check and the send-off, which I think is like the biggest VIP package you could get. I'm not really sure. It was a pretty expensive ticket, but Josh also got these tickets before Thanksgiving. So it was like forever ago that we got the stuff for this concert. And I remember we'd just be like waiting for it, and it actually kind of snuck up, and it's crazy it's already over. But we went, got our lanyards, and then we tried to go get some merch, and we got some, but they actually didn't have some. They were like that specific spot, the only spot that was open for, I guess, whoever wanted it and VIP people. They actually didn't have some sweatshirts we were looking for, so we figured we'd get those later. They did restock them, and Josh got his, and then I had to get my crew neck later, but we went, got the merch we needed, and then we actually had some time to kill. So luckily, right next to Allstate Arena is Target. So we literally just walked over there and walked around in Target and had to get a couple things. I think Josh got something to eat, and I got something. I don't even remember what I got at this point. It's 1:47 a.m. But we walked around Target. There's a bunch of just dives in there because other people were just there killing time too. So it was kind of funny. It's just a bunch of IVE fans walking around Target. But yeah, that's what you do for fun in the Midwest, is walk around Target. It was amazing. So we did that, and then we went back and chilled a little bit in Josh's truck and just kind of passed some time. And then that's when we went back to the same merch, and Josh got a sweatshirt. And then once we got back there, it was time to line up for the sound check. And so we did that, and it was a long line, and it was kind of cold and windy, but honestly, like, I had like multiple coats or whatever, so I was good. And something that was really fun, to me anyway, about waiting is Allstate Arena is literally like right next to O'Hare Airport, which is huge. Like one of the biggest airports, has to be in the United States. It's huge. It's a huge airport. And where the parking lot is, or wherever we were, there's like planes constantly coming into land, like super close. So I was just watching these planes come in, right? And that was like my entertainment as we waited in this line in the cold. But really the line moved pretty quick. And then we got inside, and then we had to wait in some other lines. And the sound check, we weren't really sure, but we figured it out. you just went to your seat for sound check. We didn't know if it was like an all free-for-all, like first in, you just get the rush to the barricade. But we went to our seat, and for our seats, we didn't have floor, but we had the first row of, I guess, the bowl, like literally the first row. So we were like slightly elevated off the floor, just barely. And in Allstate, they have hockey there, like they play hockey games or have a team. So there's literally like the wall of the hockey rink is still there. It's just like white kind of plastic paneling. And so we were literally right behind that. We were like in the hockey bench is where we sat. It was really funny. Like, and I actually had one of it to the left of me too, like where like the side over would be the opposing person's bench. So we were literally like in these hockey benches. Like that's where we sat. And it was nice because they actually had kind of like shelves in the little, it was kind of hard to explain, but we were able to kind of set our phones and stuff there. So it worked out really well. And they were really great seats. Like they were close. We were able to have good photos, good videos and everything. And we were like slightly elevated. So that was nice. So we just chilled there and waited. And then the girls came out and did a sound check. And it was really chill. They had like casual kind of chill clothes. And they didn't really, do like full dancing or anything. They kind of walked around, sang a little bit, got some good photo ops. And it was fun. It went really fast, but it was fun. They did 3 songs. To be honest, I don't even remember which ones they were. I think they did do All Night was like the last one, which I love because that song is amazing. So sound check was really good. And then the girls went back to go get ready. I mean, we still had like an hour and a half probably. And they wanted us to all leave. So everyone kind of left and went to the concourse and just hung out for a little bit. And luckily, that was right before the GA opened and like everyone came in. So we were kind of able to just hop on a merch booth that just opened and I was able to get like my sweatshirt and a pack of cards for somebody, the photo cards. Was able to do that real quick, no line, easy money. So we got all the merch pretty much we needed. I wasn't able to get all the photo cards for everyone that asked, but I was able to get a couple. So I tried to help you guys out, Warren and Zeg. I did everything I could. But so after that, we pretty much just went and sat down in the concourse and chilled because we were good. We had our tickets, had our seats, had our merch, and we just kind of watched this, like more and more people came in. Josh just kept looking at his photos and was super unhappy with how they looked in his brand new Samsung Galaxy, I think the S24. And he was like trying to make his quality better. I don't even know. He was just not happy with it. He was calling our other friend Zeg multiple times to see what settings he needs. And I was like, that was pretty much how that went, was he was grumpy about his quality. But I think he did work it out. So he was able to figure it out and get better picks. So we just chilled out there, waited. And we also saw, while we were waiting to get into soundcheck, and then after soundcheck, our friends, Brett, from the Discord, and Allah too, and then Allah's friend was there who we met, and we talked to them for a minute. They actually didn't sit too far from us, but they were a little bit of ways away, so we kind of got separated just because our seating was different. But we talked to them. It was cool. They had the same benefits we did. And then we went back inside and just kind of hung out for the concert to start. We found our little penalty box seats. And I will say, for a cold, rainy Tuesday night in Chicago, I did a great job at bringing the people in. There was some seats in the second level that were kind of like, they hadn't like tarped over, so I'm not sure what that was. But for the most part, it was really full in there. The floor was full. Our bowl was full. And even up top, there was a lot of people. So I did an amazing job bringing out the fans. It was really, it was awesome. I mean, the crowd had really great energy. There was a lot of IVE light sticks. You can tell that people were just really pumped to see him. And obviously that's why they're going to Allstate Arena. So pretty much for the set list, it was separated into acts, as like a lot of K-pop people or groups kind of do. And they had an opening video, and then they played I Am, which was one of their biggest title tracks, to open up the whole thing concert. The girls came out, and it was incredible, and that was like a great opening song, and it was a song that everyone loves, and it was like a perfect one to open with. And then they played actually one of my favorite songs of the whole night, off their newest album, which I forgot the name of it, but it was Royal, and it was like a rock version, and it was really great. Maybe my favorite performance, hard to say, but it was really good. Then they played Blue Blood, Heroin, Cherish, which was great, and then 11 to kind of close out the first act. And in between that, you know, they had a little introduction of talking. I'm pretty sure Liz, when she introduced herself, she said, like, hi, Singapore, or I'm so happy to be in Singapore. And everyone's like, Chicago. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Chicago. I was like, you know what? Easy mistake. Everyone gets those confused. So we gave Liz a pass for calling us Singapore. Totally fine. I don't even remember if it was Singapore. It was something like that. It was just funny and adorable. She was great. So then they went into the next act, which was a little more... The acts kind of had like themes to the songs, almost like the vibe of it. This one was a little more ballady, and they opened up with Shine With Me, which I'm not a ballad guy, but this was a really good song. Like, IVE performing their ballads made me a little bit more of a ballad guy, even though I'm still not there yet, but they did really great. Shine With Me was great. Eugene can really sing. And then they played Either Way, which was sick. I was very excited about this song because it was a really cool, kind of deep, slow, heavy beat song. It hit really hard live. It was very cool to see. Then they, I believe they, you know, and it's all foggy to me now, but there was multiple points where they did a little more talking. There were some points when, like, the members, like, half of them went to go change a little bit, and then half of them stayed out to talk, and it was really great. Sometimes the timing of these things can be a little weird for K-pop concerts when the groups do that, but ours were awesome. Like, hearing the girls interact with the crowd and talk, it was awesome. They were hilarious. It was super smooth, super fun, and it was like perfect timing for anyone, you know, for the other girls to go change and come back out. And I'm not even 100% sure when all that happened, but I was just really impressed with kind of their, you know, breaks in the action of the idols interacting with the crowd. It was just super fun and amazing to hear them talk. They're really funny, really funny group, and it was hilarious to see them just, you know, be themselves on stage and be just the superstars that they are. So then they played a few more songs in Act 2, and as they closed that, then we got into Act 3, which is a little more solo action, and I'm pretty sure to close Act 2, it was almost like Eugen and Liso did like a little, I think the song's Devil, it was like a TikTok thing, and that was cool. It was like a fun little thing. And then I don't even know if that's exactly where that was. I think it was. But then Act 3 was more solos and units covers, and Gal performed 7 Rings by Ariana Grande, which was amazing. And she performed it with like all the backup dancers, and they had chairs, and it was pretty crazy. The only problem is it was like really short. I feel like they just kind of like condensed the song, and it went like really fast. But then it was Ray's turn for a solo, and she played a song called Every Summertime, which I'd never heard, I don't think. It was kind of a fun, upbeat, I don't even know, it almost sounded like a retro kind of happy rock kind of vibe song. I don't really even know how to describe it. I never heard it. But it was fun, and Ray, she was just the MVP of the night. She could pull off any concept perfectly. So this was awesome because she like was in the main stage and then came up to the front of the stage, and it was really great. Then after Ray's solo, her and Gal teamed up and performed Wannabe by the Spice Girls, which is such a fun song for K-pop groups to cover because it's an amazing pop icon song, right? You know we loved it because Fog and I talked about the Lightsome version that they made a video for not that long ago. That was perfect. So that was really a great song from the cover. Everyone loved that, the Wannabe cover. And it was Ray and Gal and the backup dancers performing, and it was a fun dance and just a good high energy song. So that was really cool. Then it was Liz and Wonyoung's turn, and they performed a song called Reality, which I had no idea what it was, but it was like a ballad, kind of flowery, soft song. They had like dresses on, and they were sitting on like benches that they put flowers on. It was very flowery, but it was really good. They really sang well and did a fantastic job. And then the last the last, I guess, unit stage was Lizzo and Yujin performing Woman Like Me by Little Mix. And this was definitely a complete different vibe than the Wonyoung and Liz stage. This one was more kind of more of like a grown type stage. I don't really know how to put it, but this one was really good too. I mean, everyone did a great job. I mean, to be honest, Yujin just was like super captivating for this, so I was just watching Yujin the whole time. Lizzo did an excellent job too, but Yujin kind of stole the show on this one for me for this stage. Like, it was really good. It was more of kind of like a, I don't know, it was Little Mix, so it's more like kind of powerful, sexy type vibe. But it was cool. Another cool unit stage. It was fun to see those and just kind of a mix and match of members doing different vibes of songs. That was what was cool too. Is like it was the different types of style that each kind of unit was doing. And that led us into the fourth act, which I'd say was more of the kind of like heavy hitters, like kind of almost hip hop type super pop section of IVE, like a lot of hits in this act. But it started out, the first song was Hypnosis, which is an excellent kind of like hip hop song, but they did a video for it while the girls got changed or whatever, and it was like really creepy. It was to introduce the song, and it was like they were like these ballet dancers in a boarding school, and then one of the dancers sabotaged Yujin and she stepped on attack, and it was Ray, and it was just filmed like a movie. It was really crazy and really spooky. And then they're in like a house, and there was like a ghost writing on stuff. Everything about it was like really well done, but it was legit spooky, and you could like hear people gasping in the crowd like, oh my gosh, like it was freaky. And yeah, if I've wanted to put out a horror movie, they could easily do it, because it was a really crazy introduction to this video or this song. But it led to Hypnosis, which is really sick, and everyone was very excited to hear it. And that was an excellent song, and it just kind of like was hit after hit. They played My Satisfaction, and then I believe they talked a little more. I'm foggy in all the times they spoke, but they were really great when they did. Sometimes those are a little choppy when they have talking segments for K-pop shows, and you know, sometimes it almost like throws the rhythm off. But I was excellent at it. If it was all the members, just a few of them, they were funny. They interacted with each other really well, interacted with the crowd really well. They were so entertaining just to hear, listen, and talk and joke with each other. It was really great. And then they got into Love Dive, which obviously is a huge hit. And then they played Kitsch, which is everyone's favorite. Like, Kitsch is the best song ever. So cool to hear it live again. We did hear it at KCON, but I looked it up because as I look at the playlist, it says it's the 1 year anniversary of it, and it really is, like, or maybe by a day or so, but pretty much Kitsch came out a year ago, so full circle. We're watching it in Chicago. Kitsch is amazing. One of my favorite songs of the last few years for sure. And then we had another little talking segment, kind of a goodbye almost, and they got into the song I was really anticipating a lot. I know Josh was, I know a lot of people were, and that was Baddie. And oh, that was so fun. I didn't even record any of this one because I just wanted all the vibes. It was such an awesome song. The bass is so hard. Baddie is so excellent. And the first time we heard it when it came out was the last time we were with Josh in Rosemont, actually. At Rosemont Theater, we saw Stacy, and him, Fogg, and I stayed in a hotel right there. And we did not go to bed till like 4 or 5 a.m. Horrible decision, but we stayed up so late, and we were able to watch Baddie when it came out. And go check out our reaction video because we reacted to it in the hotel room as we're laying in the hotel beds. We heard people didn't really like it, and we're like, oh, let's check it out. And we loved it. It was kind of a full circle moment, besides Fogg not being here, that we ended up like hearing it in Rosemont, and Baddie was like, oh man, freaking amazing. That was so cool. And then they played Afterlife, which everyone loved. Afterlife, honestly not my favorite song of theirs, but still good, and still a great song to hear everyone get excited for. And that was kind of like their, you know, quote unquote ending song. They left, and they honestly weren't gone too long for the encore, which was nice. They They came back and played OTT. I didn't really know this song, to be honest with you, but it was good. And then they talked a bit and played All Night, which was like an English song they released not too long ago. It's just like a super dance, pop, clubby type vibe. I love this song. I was belting my lungs out to it. They played that to kind of conclude things. But what was great is they would kind of end it, and then they'd kind of get ready to bow and be like, thank you. And then they'd be like, do it again. And then they'd like kick the song in again at the chorus. And then they like went farther back to the stage, like back to the main stage to leave. And even like the door was coming up, and then they like played everybody one more time. They're like, do it again. And then they all ran back to the front. It was like so fun to watch. And I've never really seen a group do that where they kind of like teased the last song like that. So they played it like a bunch as far as like the chorus. So I was super happy because I love All Night. It's probably one of my favorite songs this year. I was singing all of it, but it was really cool. And that was pretty much what the end of the concert. That was the end. That was finally the end. It was a great show. It probably went on for about 2 hours. Everything flowed really smoothly. The songs were great. They played most of the songs they have. It was a great set list. It had a nice mix of like kind of heavier hitting songs, more ballady songs. It was great. They put on a fantastic show. I was really excited for it, but even in saying that, I was kind of blown away by this show. It was incredible. I'd love to see him again right now. I'd love to do it again. I'm almost home. It's like 2:17 a.m. I'm like driving into Springfield. I'll go see IVE right now at the convention center. Let's do it. But to finish things off, we had the send-off, which I'd never done a send-off before. And we were at a bit of a disadvantage because where we were, or where you had to go for it, was across the floor, up the complete opposite side and out. So we were like, well, we probably won't get like a front row spot for the send-off. And because all those people in the other side and on the floor, they have the advantage to us just getting over there. That's just the location for us wasn't as good. If it was like up our row on our side, we would have been in the very front. But we went up and, we got the best spot we could. And honestly, it wasn't too bad. Like holding my phone up, I got some good videos. I got some good pictures. The send-off was really cool because the girls, I kind of thought they just kind of like, like briskly walk and wave and then like leave. But they actually went really slow and they'd actually talk to people in the front. Like if you were in the front, you probably could have got like a picture with them. People did, ask them questions. I was really jealous. I was like, oh man, I wish I'd try to get some selfies or something. But I was just a little bit too far. But I still got some good photos. I think Josh did too. We kind of had to hold our phones up. But the send-off was cool. It was like honestly pretty fun because the girls took some time and they actually went and then they came back. So that was nice. You got to see them like a double take. But sorry, I had to take a quick drink. I had to break our nice and fast because on my way up I stopped at Wally's and I got a Celsius because I know Celsius always makes me really energized. So I had to, that was my emergency break glass on this drive. I was getting too tired and about an hour and a half while I was, so I drank it and now I'm doing pretty good as I'm about to be home and go to bed. But IVE was incredible. It was an A+, incredible, perfect experience. I loved everything about it. Shout out to security, most security I've ever seen besides seeing twice in 19 with Fog at the high touch with them. They confiscated like 3 to 4 cameras. Like, do not try and bring a camera that's not allowed in there. The security was going to find you. It was intense. They're like right in front. People next to me got their camcorder taken. These people were Hawkeyes. Even though some people had like giant lens cameras. I don't even know how they got them in, but security really was, they were just everywhere. And they're like, they were not letting people film or take photos on anything you weren't supposed to. I actually had a camera that I bought, a decent one, not a crazy expensive one, but like I was going to try it out. And I got a couple shots in sound check, but Josh was actually like, you should probably put that away. They might take it, and they definitely would have. So good looking out, Josh, for once. But it was a great show. Afterward, we pretty much just left. We didn't do anything. I mean, I had to drive 3 hours. Josh had to drive 3+ hours. I'm not sure what like Ala and Brett did. I think they were kind of, going to do whatever. But it was fun. The post-concert depression was hitting pretty hard right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not excited to go to work tomorrow or do anything right now because I just want to see IVE again. They were really great, and if you have a chance, go see them because they're just fun. I wasn't planning on Lollapalooza, still probably won't, but they definitely made more of a case of like making it tempting of like, do I want to go see him again in a few months? But IVE was perfect. Everything was awesome. The girls were incredible. They're just, all the members shined too. There wasn't really one or two, you know, you might think that outshined or got more love than everyone else. Everyone showcased their talents. Josh and I agreed that the MVP of the day was Ray. Good job, Ray. She just can do any concept and is so adorable, but so intense when like they have a more intense song. Like she can do anything. It was really crazy. They all really could. All the members were great. But yeah, I'll wrap it up now. I'm getting in Springfield at 2:21 a.m. But until next time, I'm JT. I'm sure the next one, Fog, will be here for whatever concert we're going to. But I love you guys, and go check out IVE if you can. Peace.